Our first guests tonight are the greatest cartoon geniuses / Broadway musical impresarios maybe ever. They are the creators of the Emmy-winning South Park and the Tony and Grammy Award-winning musical The Book of Mormon. It is now playing at the Pantages Theater here in Los Angeles. Please welcome Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Changed at all.
No.
Hi. How you doing? Good to see you. Congratulations on everything. It's been going great.
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
The show is fantastic, and I mean, I guess when a show becomes super popular, it then goes on the road, and you do it in various cities, and not just New York, right?
It's like having a baby, kind of. Like it just like you give birth to this thing, and then it just keeps living and performing, and you got to kind of check in on it once in a while and make sure it's not.
Well, ideally, you check in on a baby more than just once in a while.
No, like once in a while.
How many productions are running right now? There's one in New York.
Just this one in New York. Yeah.
Broadway and then LA now.
And then you have what, London coming up in the future as well?
Chicago.
And Chicago too. And then this one will go from LA to where? Where's the next stop?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. And already, well, like in New York, you can't get a ticket to the, like it's sold out through January.
We actually can. No, actually, that's what's messed up is that, of course, everyone wants to get us to get them tickets.
Yeah.
So, but what they don't realize is that we have to pay for them, which is the first thing, because with movies and stuff, you don't have to worry about that. But this is like a living thing, and everyone's employed by it, and so we get asked by people coming out of the woodwork to ask us.
I get asked for tickets because I know you guys all the time, and I make up all sorts of lies that say that I can't get tickets for people.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to bother you asking you for tickets for people, but you actually have to pay for them yourselves?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that, like, we've been lucky to have friends in rock bands and stuff, and you get to go to, hey, can I go to your concert? You know this, you get hooked up, it's like, hook me up with a comp ticket, it's like, sweet. But I don't think they have to pay for it. But within theater, every seat has to be paid for. It's like, we're going to go to the show tonight and sit in a seat, and we have to pay for that seat.
You have to pay for your own ticket?
We have to pay for our own seat, yeah.
Really?
If I want to go to the show tomorrow night, I have to pay for the seat.
Is that true, or you just say that to get people to...
No, it's totally true. And also, it's like we've literally spent tens of thousands of dollars on getting, because it added up. You know, it was just like $200 here, $200 there, and after
8 friends who want to go, you got to buy them
after 2 years, it looked up, it was like tens of thousands of dollars we spent getting
money on this thing.
Yeah, this is terrible.
We are, what's crazy is they say that it's sold, Matt and I are the single biggest ticket buyers of Book of Mormon, for sure.
That's why it's sold out, us.
Yeah,
we're
it's you guys that have bought up all the tickets. Well, that's a terrible plan. You need to renegotiate, I think.
I know.
You really do. And then so people will see, you started the tour in Denver. That was the first stop on the tour. Your hometown of Denver. Yeah. And was that exciting or a pain? I would imagine that was a pain, though, with all the people there.
Yeah, we got, I mean, every night, I mean, it was really hard to figure out who you're going to get tickets for and who you weren't.
Right, yeah. So who would ask you? Like, you get relatives?
My fifth grade music teacher asked me for tickets through people, you know. And it was like, even like my father, he's like, I'm done. I'm not getting tickets for people anymore. You know, like everyone got sick of being a secretary.
I had a doctor in LA that I went to one time in the 90s for some reason. Literally in the 90s, maybe 98 or 99. And he called the office saying if he could get tickets.
Did he? And did you get him the tickets?
No, that was the one I was like, no, man, no.
But what's really messed up, like people come out, I had my girlfriend Boogie's hairstylist.
Hold on, let's rewind a little. Your girlfriend who?
Boogie.
Boogie? Okay.
Her hairstylist wanted tickets. And then of course it was like, so what'd you think? And it's like, oh, we didn't make it.
Oh, really?
And it's like, but we paid for those.
Oh, Boogie must have been
because they think,
furious.
well, they got free tickets, so whatever.
Did you have celebrities come to the premiere in Denver?
Well, we tried to get the Denver Broncos to come. But what was great is we thought, oh, we're hot shots now. We're back in Denver, and we can meet the Denver Broncos, and they didn't get back to us.
And then none of them?
No, we thought we were big cheese in Denver. Not really, no.
Did you invite John Elway?
Yeah, we did. We invited John Elway.
But
we're still not cool enough.
Is that right? None of the Broncos had time to come.
No Broncos, no Nuggets. I didn't see any Rockies.
Really?
No Avalanche.
The most famous people there was us.
No, nothing.
We were the two celebrities there.
Well, this will be different here in LA, I would think, right?
Yeah. I don't know, we invited some Clippers and some
Well,
Kings
Clippers
and-
are bad to invite because if you get stuck sitting behind a Clipper at a show,
True.
you can't see anything.
Yeah, that's true.
right.
That's
That's true.
So don't uninvite the Clippers. Did you
Right.
invite all the Clippers, or
Well,
just?
I'm sure we got to pay for their tickets anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, don't invite too many people. So when you go back to your hometown, do you go to your old spots, or is it one of those deals?
I actually went to we had the documentary that we did this behind the scenes South
Oh
Park
yeah, that was
documentary.
great. Yeah.
And they now are doing something else. So they wanted to see where I grew up. So we took them up into the mountains up in Colorado, and I thought, I won't even recognize it. Everything, it hadn't changed at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like there wasn't even a house that had been remodeled. It was like every house was exactly. I was like, oh, there's Kyle's house, there's Kenny's house, there's like everything was exactly the same.
Wow.
And then we drove up to where I grew up, and it was just like I saw some cars in the driveway. So I was like, okay, well, wait here. I didn't want to walk in with a camera crew. So I walk up, and there's some guys working in the garage. And I go up, and I was like thinking, how do I say this? And I go, excuse me. And the guy turns around, and he goes, you're Trey Parker. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, I knew this day was going to come. and I was like, wow, really? And he goes, hold on, I got something for you. And he goes into the house, and he comes back out with my high school class ring. And he goes, is this yours? And I was just like, yeah, that's mine. He's like, this was in the vent. And then the documentary guys caught it all on tape. It was pretty
Wow,
crazy.
that's pretty
cool.
great.
Yeah.
And so you got your class ring back. That's
Yeah.
nice.
And he got tickets to Book of Mormon that I had to pay for.
Yeah, I did. Seems like a pretty good trade-off. Did you get to go in the house and look around?
Yeah. I went and everything was exactly the same. And I went into my room, which is, of course, like that. Like we all go back to our childhood rooms, and it was like a 9x9 cell.
Yeah.
And just like, how did I live here?
And did you get emotional in the house, or you don't
No.
do that kind of thing? No, you don't. I didn't think so, but I figured I'd throw it out there just for the hell of it. Now, you guys, I don't know. Do you guys care what other people think in general? It seems like maybe you don't. Like when
A little bit.
the reviews for Book of Mormon when they first came out, is that something you were like worried about, or you thought about it?
Yeah, I mean, reviews, I think more than reviews in theater mean a lot more, especially like the New
Why
York
do you
Times.
think they mean more?
I mean, I think because, it's true that compared to TV, like right now somebody's watching us at home and it's free,
Right.
and they'll just shut it off and walk away.
If they probably
are right
have.
now, right?
Yeah.
Just shutting it off and they're walking away. And with a movie, it's $10, which is, a lot for some people. It's not that much money. You can go to a
Right.
movie, and if it stinks, you're like, oh, that's a bit. Theater is so much money. It's like, it's $100. It's a big night out, for people to go. And I think reviews matter. I think people need to go, okay, and it's such an investment of time. And I check reviews for theater because, it's not uncomfortable to watch a junky movie, but when you're in the same room with people who are putting on a piece of crap and you have to sit there and they're looking at you and you're looking at them, you're like, it's
The people on stage
bad
are looking at you like they know it's bad too.
It's just bad,
Yeah,
So
that
I think
is bad.
I understand why reviews are more important in theater. Yeah.
So the New York Times, which is that's the most important of all the reviews,
probably.
right? It comes out, and how long after the show premieres does it come out?
The night of the premiere.
It comes out opening night, and there's this funny thing when we went to we were like at the after party of the opening night, and everyone who was more in the theater world was like, oh, it was like 10:38. At 10:38, the review comes out, or there was some time that they all knew.
Really?
And they magically all knew, and when it was going to come out.
So the review comes out, says, this is to all the doubters and deniers out there, the ones that say that heaven on Broadway does not exist, that it's only some myth our ancestors dreamed up. I am here to report that a newborn, old-fashioned, pleasure-giving musical has arrived. The Book of Mormon achieved something like a miracle, the New York Times. And then what happens when you guys read this?
Have a few drinks, It's time to party.
The Washington Post said,
Pleasure-giving.
pricelessly entertaining act of musical comedy subversion. And maybe most importantly, the ultimate accolade came from Twitter. Saw the Book of Mormon last night. Have you guys seen it? It's hysterical. Was so pleasantly surprised. Kim Kardashian.
Wow. And that's when you say.
That's when you go, yeah, we
That's
did
when
it.
you know you did it.
You know it's all worth it.
New York Times, Kim Kardashian. Yeah.
Will you if Kim asks you for tickets, will you provide them for her?
Hell no.
When we come back, but because it's about Mormon, I want to ask you about Mitt Romney, who's actually spoken about your musical publicly. Matt and Trey are here. Well, but we'll be right back. Hi there, we're back with Trey Parker and Matt Stone, Adam Scott, and Everclear is still to come. You guys, the show is called The Book of Mormon. It's playing here in LA right now. It's going to travel around the country. You guys are doing a thing for fans who maybe can't afford the expensive ticket that other people. Tell us about that, what you're doing.
We do a $25, I think it's $25, but it used to be, I don't know, $25 lottery, which is like if you just, the first row of the theater, and you just show up, like it's a couple hours ahead of time, put your name in a hat, and then they pull.
And if they don't get the tickets, do you keep the $25, or how does it work?
I think you get it back.
You do get it back?
I think you get it back.
That would be more fun the other way.
On Broadway, we've been doing it for a while, and it's been great because, one, people who can't afford to see the show get to see the show. And usually those people are like the biggest fans. And then they're in the front row, and they're just so psyched, and then it makes the actor psyched, and the whole thing just feeds on itself, and it helps.
Definitely. Now, Mitt Romney apparently
he can afford the $25.
he can afford the main tickets. But have you invited him to the show?
We have, and we've not. We will again, and we'll even pay for his tickets.
You will even pay for his tickets? Well, do Mormons like this play in general?
Yeah, no, I mean, what's crazy is we've noticed more and more Mormons that show up, and a lot of them kind of see it as their Fiddler on the Roof.
Really?
You know, it really is like, you know, you could just see those, and you know that when there's a big group of Mormons there, because there'll be this really inside Mormon joke we wrote, and you'll hear them all laugh, going, oh yeah, that's good, that's good.
And you must like that better than anybody as far as the
great,
audience
it's
goes.
great.
This is pretty amazing, too. Now, this is the playbill from the theater, and this is not something we faked.
We just found this out last night.
We just found this out last night. This is unbelievable.
So the Book of Mormon is not just a musical, of course. It's the Bible for the Church of Latter-day Saints. They actually took out advertising in your playbill.
They did.
I've read the book. The book is always better. You've seen the play, now read the book. Are there black Mormons? I find that hard to believe.
But it was so funny because we actually talked to when we were writing the show. We're like, oh, you know what'd be really funny is we should put in the playbill a thing that's like, if you'd like to know more about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, visit your local temple. And we're like, that'd be hilarious. And they did it themselves.
They actually paid you
to do it.
That's pretty great. What's going on with South Park right now? When does that come back on?
We have new shows on in a couple weeks.
In a couple weeks? That means
3 weeks from yesterday.
You'll start writing them, what, in 2.5 weeks?
Yeah, we kind of started talking about them today.
You kind of started talking about them?
We had a meeting today to start talking about them.
It will once again be a last-second type of deal that you'll do with the show?
Yeah, every time we try to write a show way ahead of time, it sucks super bad. So we just gave up.
We just don't even start now until...
Yeah.
I think it's inspiring for all those kids that don't do their homework until midnight the night before. I mean, you guys have made a career out of it.
We'd wake up at 4 a.m. and do it then. That was our deal.
Well, it's great to see you. Can I get some tickets for the show? Is that possible?
I think we already bought you.
My Uncle Guillermo, you did actually. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I didn't realize you bought them, but I'll give you a couple bucks on the way out. Matt and Trey, everybody, the Book of Mormon plays at the Pantages Theater in LA from November 25th. We'll be right back with Adam Scott.